Welcome to the show, ADEKEMI. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, baby.
That was a long intro, sorry, but it's good to get it all out there, first of all.
Thank you
It's so
so
good
much.
to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a lovely conversation.
Sure.
You ready? All right. So could you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Just a little bit about yourself, your background, your bio.
Yeah, as you've said, my name is ADEKEMI GIWA, and I was born in Nigeria, in a city called Ibadan.
I was born in Ibadan.
Wow.
Oh my God, can you
so
show?
surely.
Fantastic.
I was born in the University College Hospital.
I was born in UCH.
Famous
I was born in
UCH.
UCH. Oh my God.
Yeah. And I went to the famous St. Louis Grammar School,
I didn't
Mokola,
know.
Ibadan.
We moved to Lagos after I was born.
Right. And I went to the Polytechnic Ibadan for my college experience, and I went to Lagos State University.
Okay.
Then I went to Glasgow Caledonia University for my master's specialist degree. I worked with Women Bank in Nigeria for close on 13 years. Then I worked with Mokolo Rubens as an audit trainee. So I've worked in the financial sector for about 16 years.
Okay.
Then I found myself here. I have 4 lovely kids.
Oh my goodness, 4.
Yeah,
Wow.
2 in university and 2 in
You
primary.
don't have a child in university. You
I
don't.
do.
What? You just left primary school, high school yesterday. How?
Sure.
Oh my God.
Sure.
And they're all in Glasgow.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So financial sector for so long, and now you're in so many other industries all at the same time.
Yeah.
So do you still do anything financial? Do you miss it?
With due respect to all my colleagues, I don't miss it because actually that was where I discovered myself. I think the finance thing was to please my dad, actually.
Okay.
You know how African dads are. My child has to be an accountant.
Doctor, lawyer,
sure.
accountant.
You know it. And I think I fulfilled that righteousness.
Done it, ticked it.
Yeah, but as I advanced in the financial sector, I had mentees. I just like to give of myself, advice, counsel, and all of them. And a lot of them are married now, doing well, and all of that. And when I moved to Scotland, it was just like I was having results of, or rather news of what they're achieving and all of that. And one of them actually said to me, he's in Cheshire, and he's been in Scotland for a while, but he got another job as an engineer. And he said to me that I wouldn't have been here without you. And that meant a lot to me. And then one of the professionals I was working with was just like, Adi, because they call me Adi, ADEKEMI Adi for sure. Your life is just full of so many adventures and lessons. Why don't you write a book? I said, I can't write a book because I need my kids' permission because they are my life. And we are very private people, God-fearing and law-abiding citizens. So my kids, they were young then, so I said, when they grow up, I'll put my life story out there. But that time is not right. But what I can do is the life lessons that I've learned, I'll put them out there. And the book Bars of Iron was born.
All right, so we will talk about Bars of Iron. I just want to get to know you a little bit, and then we're going to go to all your projects.
Right.
So how long have you lived in Scotland?
On and off, 14 years.
Wow. See, you and I, we're same.
We're so sisters.
So honestly, this is crazy. And then you say you're a mom, you're an author, you're a social entrepreneur. Which of these, titles or hats is your favorite hat? Which is the most effective hat? Mom. Okay. And that, pans into everything you do.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your next favorite?
I think it's been a minister.
Right.
Because I won't be where I am today without the grace of God.
Okay.
And I can't just hide that.
Okay. No. Why? You shouldn't.
I
shouldn't
can't.
Have to.
Some people find it embarrassing talking about their faith, but I am a product of faith. If I didn't realize who I was in the scriptures, you wouldn't even find me to want me here in the first place. So all glory to God.
Fantastic. So tell us about your book,
Yeah.
Bars of Iron. Is it
Yeah.
an a self-help book? What is it?
Yeah, it is a self-help book published by Author House, United States.
Mm-hmm.
And it was quite a journey writing the book because I had different editors, and they were like, look, I've edited so many books. This is just different. And before the book was published, it was, having raves in the US and all of that. And I was being invited for talk shows, but for certain constraints, I couldn't go to the US. So hopefully maybe next year.
Yes.
Yeah, and the book was published in 2019, and we started doing the
promo.
Yeah, for it and all of that. And we did a book signing and quite a decent turnout for it. But apart from the turnout, what gives me joy is the feedback. I just discovered who I am, because the book is all about you.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter the age you are at right now. It doesn't matter the dreams that you thought are dead. What you need is to take a step of faith, believe in yourself that even if I am 100 years old, I'm still able to achieve something. And in the book, I put several examples of people that were in their 50s before they discovered
what they wanted to
themselves, I didn't put him, but one of my favorite is Samuel L. Jackson.
He didn't make it till his 40s.
He's 54. It was 54 when he had his break, and lo and behold, he wasn't coming to America. When I was rewatching, when the sequel came, and I was rewatching the old one, I just said to my son, "That's Samuel L. Jackson."
With the gun.
wow, So, and there are lots of people like that. Even J.K. Rowling, she didn't start Harry Potter until
her 30s.
Yeah, so there's no age limit to you, to your dreams, to your aspirations. No matter how knocked down you are, and that's what I wrote in the book. No matter how knocked down you are, no matter how life has beaten you, just dust yourself and get on and run. And that's what I've done for myself, because there's been periods of setbacks in my life, and I was like, but this is not who God said I am. But I couldn't see anything. It was just like all darkness around me. But in my heart, I knew this is not my limit. I know God has put so much in me, and why all this? And the voice came, you need to get up first. And I got up and I dusted myself, and I tried to bridge all my skills gap. And so whatever certificates, whatever laurels I have today came out of that.
Fantastic. And so, are you here to stay? Are you here in Scotland with us to stay?
Yes.
Is this your home now?
Scotland is home.
Yes. Fantastic.
Scotland is home. I'm Scottish.
I call it the new. What does Michelle call it? The new Scot. That's what he calls it. The new The new. What do you call it? The new Afro Scot.
Afro Scot. Yes. So
that's who we are. We're creating our own. We're
identity.
Creating our own identity.
And our own narrative.
Yes, it's here, and we're new. We're young. A young community. We're not like the African community in England. I always say they've been there for 3-4 generations now. We're fresh in Scotland.
Yeah.
And we're creating something of our own.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
And that's the difference. We're not just here to belabor Scotland, but to add value to Scotland.
Absolutely.
To give off our beautiful heritage
to
Scotland, to make Scotland more beautiful, more colorful.
Look behind you, our heritage project. That is us adding more African content
I know about
here.
That.
Yes. You should be proud.
I met Judge on it. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kemi, what exactly? I'm going to talk about, of course, your political work in a moment. But before we go there, what is a social entrepreneur? I don't know what that is.
A social entrepreneur is someone that's community conscious, and your business is focused on your community. And since I came to Scotland, initially it wasn't love at first sight.
Okay.
Things were a bit difficult, because I didn't understand the terrain, the culture, the people. But their friendliness won me over.
Absolutely.
And I found home, in Scotland. And I moved around a bit. I was on Dumbarton Road for, I think, good part of 8 years. Then we moved to the south side. Then we moved back again to Drum Chapel. So in Drum Chapel, there's an old Drum Chapel. There's the new Drum Chapel, and there's the main Drum Chapel.
Okay.
So I was living in the new Drum Chapel, and I was a minister in the church, and because I headed the outreach program, the community outreach program, I realized a lot of
need.
Yeah, that were gaping at authorities and people.
Is it with the African community or just in general?
Both.
Okay.
Both. And but there's a limit to what the church can do. The church itself is dependent
on others.
Yeah. So I just made up my mind that I was going to do something about it.
Okay.
And that was how it started. And the more I talked, one day I was going for outreach, and we met a group of 13, 14-year-olds. They were asking us to buy alcohol for them. And that was my first experience. So I started shaking, because why? I have children at home of that age. And I was like, why would I buy alcohol for you? Because it sounded strange to me. And my partner, she was just laughing and laughing her head off. And I thought, this is not funny. Is it because you don't have kids that old? She said, no, that's not it. She said it's because she's used to it. That they ask adults going back. And I said, so adults do
buy for them?
Buy for them. She said yes. And I stood there and I said, any adult that buys for these kids, I'm going to call the police. So the kids were like, no, if you don't want to buy for us, just move along. I said, no.
Let the next one come.
I said, the mommy in me is who's talking, and I'm going to stay here until you're tired and you go home. I have nowhere to go. So, and they said, but they're doing us a favor. I said, no, they're ruining your lives. And I started guessing their ages. And I said, you're 12, you're 13, you should be about 14. They said, how do you know? I said, because I have young ones like you at home. And I said, guess what my age is? And I was like 46 or 47 then. And they were like, oh, you're 30, you're this, you're that. I said, see? That's what alcohol does to you, makes you age. I said, no, I'm in my late 40s. She said, no, shut up, it's not true. So I brought out the picture for my 45th birthday, which was like 2 or 3 years before. They said, oh, it's true. See our birthday cake, see our children. So we became friends. And I started talking to them, and I said, there are other things you could do. So I talked to the church. So we did what we called Easter lunch break on Jesus, where we all contributed and bought dry food and groceries. Yes. We put in big boxes that we started giving to the community. Yes. But the church could not go on with that.
Continue.
So I just made up my mind that I believe this is what God wants us to do. And that was how I started. And also I realized that I needed the skill to be able to handle them. So I went back to school. Having had MSc before, I went to do diploma in life coaching. Then when I graduated, I went to COSCA, that is the College of Psychotherapy in Scotland. And I went to have certificates in counseling.
Oh, wow.
So when I knew I was ready, I got a business consultant to mentor me and all of that. And the Play Center Glasgow was born.
Wow, that's so inspirational. So where is the Play Center Glasgow?
It's at 11 Lady Lone Avenue, Drum Chapel.
And what do you guys do there?
We do a lot of things. We have fun. We say we get serious things done
in a fun way.
In a fun way. And we have a project where we're looking forward to. It's called Drum Chapel Project Runway.
Okay.
So we have instructors for the kids, teaching them how to sew and all of that. Thank you. I have to make a shout out to the National Lottery and to Chris Dempster. They did wonderful for me. They believed in me. Fantastic. Even though I was young.
I believe in you. And I don't work for the lottery. So I can imagine if you bring your project, they're like, of course, here you go.
You know, they believe in me. They believe so much in me, and they are supporting me.
Fantastic.
And they gave me fund, that, like they said, wouldn't give a first timer, but I'm so grateful. And in it, the kids are doing well. A lot of them are coming, and we're still counting. We started with 7 kids because of COVID. A lot of people are not coming out. There are like 22 of us now. We're still counting, and the space is getting smaller for us and all of that. But we're very grateful, and hopefully the 50 of them would end up coming up before the project's debut in February.
So what's the age?
So it was supposed to be 8 to 18, so that they have understanding. But we'll just say 5-year-olds telling that mom, I want to go. So we have new people. I've not even added those figures. My PA will tell me on Monday. So we have new ones coming in on. It was so fun on Tuesday. They come in on Tuesdays. Then we have Enabling Neighborhood and our reset programs on Thursdays and Wednesdays. And what is this? It is to reset from the impact of COVID and to bring people back, because we realized from statistics and from scientific discoveries that people are going into mental health difficulties, because of COVID, and we're trying to do something about it. So people invite people to come over to the center. We're trying to get them back their lives. What do you want to do and all of that? How do you think you want to do? So we have a game plan, we have a strategy in place, and we have processes that will follow then at the end of the day. And we always use our SMART approach to measure the outcomes.
Yeah, the outcomes.
Yeah, and we set targets and all of that. So that's also the projects that we do. And we have some other projects coming up, by the end of the year then, because Christmas is coming. And another thing to get people to be happy is to bring them to their happy place, and that's food. So we've approached some funders, so we're expecting a good result.
Yes.
So we're going to have people coming over to learn how to bake cake perfectly and to decorate it. So they don't need to order for cake. They're going to make it themselves. We're going to give them all the materials they need. And they're going to, try at the center.
So you have a kitchen there?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we just ordered the cooker. One of our funders just gave us money for that.
Fantastic.
So we just ordered the cooker. It's coming on Monday by God's grace. So
you're busy.
yeah, because that's what I promised God. Yeah, I'm going to be your little hand on earth.
So is it Drum Chapel you're concentrating in? How about the rest of us? We need you all over Glasgow.
Actually, like our registration says, Drum Chapel is home.
Okay.
But as we grow, this thing is dependent on funding and fund. So the more funds we have, the wider tentacles will be. But right now we're also at the White Inch. We run a homework club at the White Inch Center. Then we run another one at Drum Chapel.
Right. So homework club is when kids can come after school.
Yeah, after school care and to do their homework and all of that. So those are the projects we have. So some people did call to us saying they need us at the East End. And like I told them, what is worth doing is worth doing very well. So we won't want to come and do anything shoddy. So they should give us time to strategize and put processes in place.
And this is all your brainchild?
Yeah.
Wow, this is incredible. How do you have to be a mom to 4? Like, how do you know what each one is going through?
There's balance, and by the grace of God, that's why I can't separate my faith from who I am, because the Holy Spirit nudges me, each and every one of them.
What they need.
Yeah, because I was discussing my older son last night, that the Holy Spirit told me that that I see his hand moving, you need to prioritize your timing. And he said yes. And I said, when I come back today, we're going to sit down. We don't talk alone. I'm not a coach that talks alone. I bring solutions. We're going to, I said, you're going to bring a book. We're going to draw a schedule, because he just entered university.
Yes, it's hard.
And he entered a year earlier because his result was so good. Yeah, he had 8 A's and all of that in his SQA. So he went to uni a year earlier. So I understand the pressure and all of that, so we're going to do that. And the same way I do counseling my clients, so the same way I would do with him.
Why not?
We're going to
absolutely why not?
Have a chart, and on the chart it will draw his time. Then we'll flip things around
and
so
see
that
how it is balanced for him.
Yeah, so that he can be at peace with himself. Fantastic. The sister to experience that, she entered uni last year. She's in 2nd year now. So by the grace of God, we had to go through the same process.
Yes. And did it work for her?
It did. She's at peace with herself now. And thanks to the Holy Spirit. And of course, I'm a praying mom. So the Holy Spirit helped me to pray. And I'm grateful to God. My kids are doing well, to the glory.
Are they on campus, or are they going from home?
They're going from home because they're in Strathclyde.
Right.
So
they're both in Strathclyde.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. We're Strathclyde people.
They're studying engineering, one chemical, the other manufacturing.
This is crazy. My husband works at the engineering academy
in Strathclyde.
And
then he should be a mentor to them. I'm going to look for him, honestly.
I think
because I believe so much in mentoring.
He used to do a lot of mentoring. He's gone to Ennis now, so he's kind of hands-on mentoring. mentoring, but he still has some mentees.
My children will be my first my please. I believe so much in mentoring because as we were growing up, that's what we didn't have.
But we had role models.
Yeah.
But we didn't have like one-on-one,
yes, peer support and mentor support and all of that. In my school, because my school was a British school, they tried to bring the British model of, so we had counselors. Yeah. But the moment you're out of high school,
that's it.
They're done with you, so, but your mentor sees you through. And all of that, so
you could start a program. Anyway, you don't have enough hours in your day, but if you did, you probably would start a mentorship program.
I do. I have that's why I run 2 companies. That's what Limit Consult is about.
Limit?
Limit Consult is removing the limits of your mindset, of your person and your personality and your belief system.
Okay.
If you remove the limits, then you will soar beyond the skies.
Okay. Do you have any hands-on examples of things that have happened to people you've mentored who have gone on?
Yeah, I did a program on Saturday last week, this time, and it had to do with asset creation.
Okay. And
out of your not so much, you can, create assets for yourself. And whatever I was teaching them is what I had gone through in the last 2 years, and I have results to show for it. So like I say, I don't just run seminars. I bring practicality into what I do, and I give them also, when I do seminars, 1 month mentoring time. Then after that, you pay for consultancy.
Yes.
But after the seminar, I'm open to all the attendants for attendees for 1 month.
For 1 month.
And I've had a lot of phone calls in between and visit to the office, and we were, working on that. So that's what Limits Consult is about. It's about consulting and mentoring and all of that.
Right. Wow, this is really incredible. So you do the consulting, the counseling, the mentorship.
Yeah.
You have the play center.
Yeah.
You minister at church.
Yeah.
And now you're also an Equalities officer for SMP.
Yeah.
So tell us about your work with the SMP. Serena, are you keeping up? The list is growing.
So in I think 2019, the Lord just said to me, "You're gonna join SMP."
Is there a bomb? Who's bomb?
I'm not a politician by anything. My dad is a politician, he's a local politician back home and all of that. But I never liked politicians. I believe they're liars and they're untruthful.
Oh, yeah.
So but I said, okay. And I wrote it down. And a few months after, I met someone and she became a mentor for me. And I was registered in the SMP, and that was during COVID, and we started attending meetings online and all of that, and there was an opening for Equalities officer. They were opening for other posts, but that was where I wanted to, because I need to be a voice for my people as well. And we voted, and the vote actually went to a lady, but she stepped down a week after, and the post was re-advertised. And overwhelmingly, I was voted in. Wow. And I was just like 5 months into the party.
Wow.
And so I tried to learn, so I reached out to other Equalities officers
in other branches
ahead of me and all of that, and I started, and I made my convener my mentor. Like I told you, I believe so much in mentoring.
Yes.
So I just sent him an email, Malcolm, this. I'll text him, Malcolm, that, and he's so gracious. He'll just answer me, tell me what to do and all of that. So this year, we had to do election again, so I was unopposed.
Wow.
And that gave me, great joy.
Yeah. And
right now we're going through vetting process for other political officers.
So are you going to run for higher office?
Let's wait till then. We're doing vetting now, so I can't talk about it.
Okay. But in the future, do you see anything happening in the future?
Let's see what the Lord is saying.
The Lord said yes. We need people like you. Because I was really wanting to really go deep into that, but if you say don't go deep, don't go deep. For now.
Yeah.
So, do you hope for an independent Scotland?
I do hope for an independent Scotland. I do pray for an independent Scotland, and I do campaign for an independent Scotland. And you may want to ask me why.
Why?
Because I have my facts and figures.
Okay.
Even when I didn't have my facts and figures, the fact that Scotland was welcoming to me and my family was enough for me.
Yes.
So in 2014, even though my kids were so little then, we went all out wearing all our yes banners all over us.
Yes, we did.
with all, with all joy and confidence. But now that I'm in the SMP and I'm privy to some information and statistics and data and all of that, I will tell you that Scotland is better off standing as a sovereign state.
Thank you. Get ready next time, because I'm going to ask you to do it again, because Kevin's dropping bombs here.
But that's so true. So coming from the place of knowledge now, I can say to all Scottish, my fellow Scottish people out there, go for the referendum. It's coming very soon. Go all out for it. Say yes to the referendum. Say yes to an independent Scotland. We have the resources, human capital. We have the resources, economic capital. We have the resources, digital empowerment. We have everything for us to stand alone, to be like the Luxembourg or the Switzerland of today.
Yes.
We have the resources.
And they won't have people who are dedicated to telling us that we can't do it.
They will only say that because they know what they're gaining when Scotland is there. So it's like you have, in Africa, you have this house help. You don't like her, but you like her services. And you don't want her to go. And you keep abusing her.
Yes.
That's how Scotland is. And it's going to be liberated by the grace of God.
And then you have the ones who are like ignorant, completely ignorant. They truly have bought into the idea that England is supporting us and they're feeding us. And then they just throw out insults all the time.
I have the boldness and I'm audacious to say that is untrue. The statistics that came for 2020 economic report says that we generated 100% electricity.
Yes.
We only used about 70%. The rest went to England. So who is feeding who? So that's why I'm saying that before, when I didn't have facts and figures,
you still had the love.
Yeah, the fact that it was welcoming for me,
yes,
it was warm to me, it accepted me. That I'm in this country today is because Scotland fought for me, my MP fought for me. She went out of her way. So I have to give another shout out to Carol Monaghan. She fought for me to be here. She said, it's your type that we want here. And by the grace of God, God made it so.
Yes.
So I didn't have the facts then. I didn't have the statistics. I didn't have the figures. Now I have the statistics. I have the facts. And the fact is that let's do a trial test. Let's do a yes. Let Scotland stay for 1 year. And let's see what's going to happen to England. And
the thing is, why are they fighting so hard? Like you said, they know why, right? But it's the same argument for them wanting to come out of Europe and wanted to stand alone and all of that. So if that worked for them, if that was the idea for them, that it was a good idea, stand on your own,
so why cannot Scotland stand
exactly
on it?
And then the fact that they went behind our backs saying if we voted to leave the EU, to stay in the UK, we would not have to leave the EU, and went behind our backs, and then we had to leave the EU, even though Scotland didn't want to leave the EU.
That situation was unfortunate, and the people that are to blame for it that are Scottish know themselves.
Oh yeah, it's very dishonest.
It's like selling your own people for peanuts.
For what?
And I'm sure they're regretting it now. But
I don't know. You should see them all over Twitter, just so bold, loud and wrong. Loud and wrong.
Right. When you're wrong, that's why you're loudest.
Oh my God.
When you're wrong, that's when you're loudest.
It's awful. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
And then they think they're the ones who are the victims, and everybody's telling them, that being a unionist is being like a traitor. It makes me want to cry. My kids are upset when they see people calling me names. I'm like, will you be quiet, please?
I think people are just talking out of their emotions and lack of knowledge. And it's better we talk from knowledge and keep our emotions aside.
No, but there are those who know what they're doing. So they're using those. They're actually using those to twist other people's emotions. They know they're in the wrong.
Like I said, in one of the party, because I was a delegate to one of the party conventions last year, and what I said is, the time has come for us to put all the statistics out on the internet. Let the figures speak for themselves.
I think that's a good idea.
So that people can educate themselves and make their choices.
So because it's right now, it's just a blanket idea. It's just like an emotional, we should be independent because, it's nice, just have a Scottish brand. No, it's not about that. It's about
beyond that.
Beyond that.
Is the future of our children. It's planning 200 years ahead, so that Scotland will be a better place even for our children unborn. So it's not a matter of
it's a romantic idea.
Yeah, that's just it. It goes beyond that. We're talking about serious living serious legacies.
And there's serious things that we just don't agree with the rest of our neighbors down south. We just fundamentally don't agree on certain things, or rather we're stronger on certain things that they don't seem to care that much about, like green energy, education, free higher education for our children and things like that. We just don't agree. So maybe we should just stand on our own and make our own decisions.
It's not even maybe. We are going to stand on our own and we're going to make our own decisions. Because if you get the statistics for Scottish graduates in the last 10 years, you'll see the projectile. It has shot up a lot. A lot of people are more educated now. And that education gives you a voice. It gives you power.
Yes.
Because you're aware.
Yes.
And that's what they don't want.
They don't like it.
Because if you monetize education, a lot of people will not go to school. And they want the debt system. You will be so burdened with debt that you may not even graduate with good grades because you're thinking of, the next 5 years of my life, I have to pay this debt back, blah, 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 blah. And psychologically, that demoralizes you.
Oh, it does.
But right now, apart from normal, pressures of school and other issues that may come up.
Our kids don't have to think about that.
They don't have to
think about that. Our NHS is not as burdened as it is down south.
No.
We need to divest that as well. We just need to be
alone. There's so many reasons why Scotland needs to be alone.
And we are welcoming, to refugees and immigrants who are coming in. We're welcoming. We're actually looking for places for them to stay. We need more people. We're only 5 million. We were talking about that when we met the other day. And I'm not trying to demonize our people down south, but they don't care that much. They don't care that much about immigrants and migrants.
No, they don't.
No,
they don't care at all. I can categorically say that because I know all that I went through and how I went into trauma because of that experience and all of that. And immigrants are not a burden. And see the leaving the EU, see what is done to them now, see what is done to the economy, see how messed up everything is.
But they will never know. They
but
love
they know whether they admit it or not. It is glaring for everybody. Even primary school children understand. You go to the stores, you go to the shelves, there are no groceries for you to pick.
Yes.
Then the child will be like, Mom, but ours that is never empty. What is happening? And you say Brexit, and they get it. Brexit,
but they get
it. And you explain it, so they know. And they was like, who is responsible? And you say that's so. So you know what I mean. So the result is speaking for itself. The result is speaking for itself, and the shelves are becoming empty. This is towards Christmas. We're supposed to have started shopping for Christmas now. Be in that joyous mood and all of that. And you go to the stores and you be like, I don't even know what I'll get today. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I'll get today, and all those kind of things. We don't want that.
Trucks. I mean, the truck drivers and all. There's so much.
So you see the mess that the Brexit has caused. If you want to stand alone, I'm not disputing it, but you do your homework. And you say they're taking your money.
We're scroungers.
No, they're taking your money. European Union is taking your money. This is taking your money. That is taking your money. When you're too money conscious, you become a failure, even in your own house. And the truth of the matter is, all those European Union people that I've met, they are hard workers. They are hard workers. Just like Africans. They are hard workers. So for every penny you pay in benefit, they have contributed £100 worth of labor.
I think people are afraid. The whole world is searching for identity. Identity is a big thing now. So everybody's like, oh, yes, if they're here, even if they're contributing, it's changing the landscape. It's changing our identity. In about 20 years or 30 years, there will not be any real quote unquote British people anymore.
But should I shock you, baby? The truth of the matter is we're all immigrants.
From somewhere.
Because anytime somebody asks me, where are you from? I say, I'm from Scotland. And if it's getting heated, I just walk away. And when I see people arguing about it, I say, there's nothing to argue about. Go and ask your parents where their ancestors were from. It's as simple as that. We're all emigrated
from somewhere
and migrated from somewhere.
And all the borders are artificial. It's how you feel. Do you feel a sense of home? Are you contributing to society? Are you trying to destroy that society while you're there, or are you adding to it? That's what makes you from a place.
And I just want to seize this opportunity to educate people out there that when the time for referendum, the cast a yes or no vote comes, cast yes, because NS, that's Nicola Sturgeon, that's what we call her.
Girl.
She has done her homework. And the manifesto from SNP is that there's going to be fair processes for people to get citizenship after the referendum. So I just want fellow immigrants out there, know that this is your opportunity. This is your time to use your power. You may not have the power of the pen. You may not have the power of the gun. You may not even have power of the word, but you have the power to say yes to your future, to the future of your children and their children and their children's children, till Jesus comes.
Yes, and I think just looking around us and seeing the differences in what an independent Scotland would be, seeing a leader like NS who stands and actually cares about the country, not cares about her personal, what she's grabbing, what she's getting, the houses, the mansions and all of that, or what she's keeping for her family. She's actually working for the country, being a good example. And during the pandemic, how she handled, how she steered it, how she doesn't lie. Well, every politician lies to some extent, but how she tries her best
to be
transparent, the whole process. It's a thing of pride.
It is.
It's a thing.
I'm very proud of her.
Look around you. Look at all the leaders, the world leaders who are famous on the world stage. What do they have in common? They're all clowns. Okay? They are all very embarrassing to the people. But the ones who are not, they share certain characteristics. Values. And you can see the difference. You can see the Nicola Sturgeons of the world.
You can see the lady in New Zealand.
Yeah, of course.
And
all the Angela Merkel
and all of them, you see.
Even Macron, to a certain extent. I know he's quite controversial, but even Macron, people who have love of country first, but they're not xenophobic. Love of country first, and then a transparency to show what's going on.
So you'll see that they were the ones that shone like stars during the COVID, and that is how you know a capable leader. It is in adversity that your real character will come out.
I mean, they hate you. They hate you for it.
They have to, because they don't have character. Nicola has character.
Absolutely.
She's a very deep human being, and I have my respect for her.
I'm the same. I'm not trying to be political. I'm not trying to be.
No, it's not even because I'm in SNP or anything. It's because I follow their work, and is the result of the work that you're waiting for, and that's what we see. Scotland was better managed than every other region in the UK.
Her as a leader, an example, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
And being a leader and being transparent also is very important, and that's what she has demonstrated over and over and over.
Yes.
The other day I was in my bathroom and I just remembered I was pulling my hair, and I remember how they were like cussing heck for her because of her hair, and I started laughing and the poor woman was sitting in her house with her Skype and hairdresser was telling her what to do, and she just did it. And they don't know that we women, we don't need to go to any hairdresser to get it fixed.
We can do
so
it.
I was just laughing a few days ago that I'm sure Ernest had a good laugh that look at these people.
Everything she does, she sneezes wrong. Look at her. She's released all the germs into.
Let her release it.
Oh my God!
Our sincerity will absorb
it. Thank you. Okay, we're coming to the end of our conversation. I'm going to go through some quick fire questions. You don't have to think too much. We really enjoy this part of the show, and just get ready. No gotcha questions. Don't worry about it. So the first is, what advice do you have for our young listeners who are listening now, who are trying to start their careers or try to start their higher learning, and what am I doing? Where am I going? What am I doing? How do I do it? What advice do you have for people like that who are starting their journeys now?
Get a mentor.
Okay.
Your mentor has been there before you.
Okay.
It makes the journey faster, easier.
Okay. I like that. I really like that. Serena, don't you like that? I like that. Speak up. Okay. And do you think we need more African representation in Scottish politics?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to be in it to win it. Don't whine on your couch.
Okay.
Be in it to win it.
And how people have listened to you today and gone, listen, wow, she's so inspirational. I'm inspired. I want to do something. I want to join a political party. I want to lend my voice. I want to try. Do you just start? Where do you go? Is there a local office you go to? Is there do you stand on the side of the road with a sign? How do you do it? How do you join? How do you get into politics?
Yeah. Getting into politics and being a registered member are two different things. To register in a political party, just go online to the party of your choice.
Yes.
And so getting into politics, get a mentor.
Get a mentor. Where do you get a mentor from? Is there a mentor shop? Where do you get a mentor from?
Well, where did I get mentor from? I got my mentor from asking around and observing. Okay. When you're at meetings, observe. You will know who is worth their onions. Serious. You know, and you will know who can help you.
Okay. So the first step is get registered. Yes. Just get registered. Start attending meetings. Yes. And then start looking around. Yes. And you'll know who to gravitate towards. Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Biggest challenge of your career so far?
Time.
Okay.
Time.
Trying to get everything done.
Yeah. Because at times I crawl into bed and I still find out I've not
done everything.
Yeah. Time, and of course we need a lot of funds.
Okay. Biggest highlight of your career so far?
Is the joy of seeing people thriving. That I've come across me or that I've come across.
Okay. And two things about you that people who know you might not know about you.
Actually, my life's an open book.
Okay. Okay. So there was something.
Yeah.
They have a secret talent. Can you play the piano?
Oh no. I think what I would have said is singing, but everybody knows I was in a choir for a long time. Okay. Before I stepped out and all of that. And I'm a prophet to the nation of Scotland.
I love that. Okay. So, can you tell us where to get your book if we want to get your book?
Yeah, there are two spaces. Is either you go online, which is Amazon and OK3 and the bookshops. Weatherstone has it. W. Smith has it. Okay. And you can get it autographed, and that is reaching out to me for that. Okay. Yeah.
And how do they reach out to you?
I am on Instagram as I am ADEKEMI GIWA, and I am on Facebook as Enijue Dumari ADEKEMI GIWA, and I'm on LinkedIn as ADEKEMI GIWA.
Okay. We'll put all of that on the social media so people will get to you. And that's it. There's so much more we could talk about with you. It's like an endless well. Well, unfortunately, time is finite.
See, we need time.
We need time. So don't be a stranger. Please come anytime you want. If you have any new projects happening, if you have any new information to give us, if you do decide to run your office, anything, just come through and we will welcome you with open arms anytime.
Thank you, baby.
Listeners, if you want to get Adekemi's book, you can go on Amazon, whether you can go online, or you can go to local bookshops like Barnes and Noble and Waterstone, W. Smith, and all of that. It's right there. Or you can reach out to her on Instagram. We'll have all her social media details on our social media details, so you can get it. ADEKEMI GIWA. Remember that name, ADEKEMI GIWA, because you might be hearing about it in a couple of years in another context. So listen out and remember that name.